we're recording. Hello, everyone. I am your host, Rift from RiftTX2 Films, and next to me is, on my right, blue guy.
You.
Blue guy, that's you.
Ken. Hey, Ken. Oh, my bad. I had my mic muted. Yes, hi. I'm Ken.
Who do you voice, Ken? Yeah, there you go. In what show, Caboose? Or at least in your voice, Ken.
Rookies.
Okay, and next to me is the man who encouraged us to bring back rookies, Noah. Say hi.
Hello, children. My name is Noah.
All right,
I don't voice act anyone. I'm kind of chilling.
and well, that's a figure of speech, but all right. Anyway, and today's special third year anniversary, we have the one, the only.
I'm Jake. I voice Jake in Rookies, so it's good to be back.
Anyway, we are here to celebrate the third year, of course, as we said in the beginning of this video. We just want to say a quick little message before we continue on with watching and commenting about the project when we started back in 2017. So we just want to say thank you guys so much for the love and support that you've given us over these years. I know we've stopped production technically after episode 5, and episode 6 and 7 were pretty trash, and I'm not gonna lie, I agree. But with the reboot series, we hope to bring back the laughter, the mostly the laughter and the action, the badass characters that we created back then, and we hope to give you guys a good ending, an ending that you all deserve to see, minus the cancel shit, because cancel fucking sucks. It really hit everyone. But I think all I, but I think all I want to say personally, and I'll give everyone here a chance to say something about to the audience, is that thank you guys. I really love and the support you've given us. To me personally, when it comes to writing this stuff, I've never really shared this much stories and projects back then. So it's nice to know that you guys are supporting and loving, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Anyone can go next.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
supporting
kinda-
and loving.
It's kind of sicko mode that everyone's like, "Hey, this show needs to come back." But that's just my viewpoint on it.
I'm supporting and
Personally,
loving.
for a while there, I thought that it had just gone down the drain because we had lost everybody. It seemed like the fun and the want to and the will to do it had just kind of left everyone's hearts and spirits. But Rift and Christian, they kept it alive for as long as they did, and that's completely surprising to me because after a while on the project, I just kind of felt drifted. I felt like if I hadn't been a part of it every second that I was, that I would have just up and said I'm not doing this anymore. Instead, I just kind of drifted away, and I regret that because had I been there over the past couple years, maybe we would have kept it going and rebuilt it, made it as beautiful as it could possibly be, as much as Rift wants it to be, as much as Christian wanted it to be, as much as everyone, Phantom, Trevor, all of them, because they all had this huge vision, and that vision was pretty cool. And if we can bring it back, and go as far as we wanted it to go way back when, that would be pretty cool.
All right. Caboose?
I'm sorry, what were we talking about again? My bad.
And this is why you play Caboose.
Yes, that too. But oh god, I'm brain dead now.
We put you on the spot. You broke.
Caboose XD has stopped working.
Task failed successfully.
Um,
All right. Anyway, we're talking about like our feelings towards the rookies and how we feel about it coming back.
I've always wanted to see the ending of this story, and it was such a great honor to me whenever I was actually added in to the story as well. Because it has been a big dream of mine to be a voice actor and body actor, and meeting Rift and all his friends opened up that door for me, and I really appreciate it. And I'm really happy to see rookies coming back for another round in the ring. No, that doesn't sound right. But you know what I mean.
That kind of sounds like
Yeah, it sounds right. Another round in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
another ring in the round.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, actually, I have a question for
Yeah.
Noah.
That is
Noah,
me.
what made you want the show to come back so badly? If you don't mind my asking.
Well, honestly, it was one of the first like real machinimas I ever watched. It's actually how I became friends with Rift. If I remember correctly, it was like late
Mm-hmm.
2017, probably like November-ish, when I was just looking through YouTube looking for
I think
machinimas,
that
and I came
was.
across one called like Day of the Dead or something, or uh, Zombie Island. So it was something like that. And it was a cool machinima. I watched it through. I was like, okay, cool. I got through one machinima. I need to find the next one to watch. And I actually just stumbled upon Rookies on there, and I found his Instagram through that, and that's how we became friends. And he was the first game I ever played on not necessarily Xbox Live, but talking to other people. Like I'd play multiplayer games, but I just kind of play for by myself. But the first time I ever played a multiplayer game and actually like communicated with people ever was January of 2018, so like 2 years ago now. And it was with Rift and Ken and a couple other people from the Rookies cast, and they were just having a little bonfire and just talking. And I don't know, it's just that sentimental value to me, I guess, was just a lot. Plus, it's just an overall good show.
All right, that's rad.
Memories.
Well,
Yes.
it was
Memories.
it's the situation where you found yourself just finding Rift. That's kind of how Rift found me. I
Oh
was
yeah, story
making these
time.
goofy, dumb little machinima things. The show was just entitled Halo Machinima Part 1 through 6 or some crap, and the first episode was just me talking to myself, me and another guy. And there's no one else. It's me and a body, and I'm just talking to the other body, and they're just back and forth banter. And Riff found me out of the blue, and I just thought, wow, this guy with like 300 subs just found me and said, this is good. He wants to talk to me on Xbox. I get on Xbox. A couple days later, I get an invite, and we start talking. We hit it off. We immediately just like, oh man, dude, we're friends. We enjoy a lot of the same games. We enjoy a
So
lot
good
of
a
the same
message.
shows, like Ruby and like
Red versus blue. Yeah.
He got me into the Great Isaiah a little
Copyright.
bit.
So yeah, Great Isaiah is real good. I also
Yep.
stumbled on him just completely accidentally.
Yeah. So it's just, it's really cool to see, to be part of something like this, and I'm kind of thinking about it earlier today. I was like, oh man, we're gonna do this rookies commentary thing tonight. I was telling my buddies at school, I was like, all right, this is gonna be probably something that's not gonna go very far, but thinking back on it, like, man, this is the kind of stuff I miss. Like, I gotta hang out with my friends after school. I gotta something to do. I gotta come home. I gotta take off my hoodie and just relax, play games, shoot the shit, make a machinima every once in a while, and have fun with it. And I miss that. I kind of do miss that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
think I
a cool
remember
experience.
my first interaction with Rift. Oh my bad, you were talking.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think my first interaction with Rift was in a custom game.
It was a custom game. RVB
MCC,
Blood
Halo
Gulch map.
3.
Oh, it wasn't? I
Oh,
thought it was a Blood Gulch map.
It was
Blood Gulch is
MCC
an MCC.
Halo 3. MCC Halo 3 Valhalla, where he kept killing me a lot, I think.
Yeah, he's good at that.
But yeah, I think that was my first interaction with Rift. But it's just a blur how it went from that to me and him talking
Oh
to
yeah.
a party one
It's
day.
you.
And
You
then,
meet this goofy guy, and the next thing you know, you're making machinimas with him, and he's at 700 subs somehow, like magically out of thin air, and you're just like, how did we get here?
yeah, that's where it is for me right now.
And apparently people have asked about me. Apparently they've asked about you. It's insane to see people go from almost nothing, 100 subs with this idea, and then they make the idea, and you actually get to see the progress.
Mm-hmm.
Then after it's done, you don't remember the progress. You just remember getting there, and it's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
So Doing this again
But
is gonna be fun. I can tell already. I'm excited to start doing it again.
Clear thing though, just I want to say before we continue, Noah, I think when you said November, it was during we released the deleted episode of Rookie Season 1, Episode 1, which was
Yeah,
called
it might
The
have-
Lost Episode.
Oh Jesus
The
Christ!
lost
It might have
episode,
been that, actually.
Because
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it was released on November 21st, 2000,
Who was
2017.
the girl that got angry at us in
Archer.
episodes?
Archer.
Yes.
Archie.
Yeah.
Archie, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely aroundish that time because the first time I ever sent you a text was
I think
I
I
just
have
scrolled up
something
through our
for this.
DM was December 29th of 2017, and I sent you a post. I don't know why I sent you a post. Maybe God only knows. But so yeah, it had to be like early December, late November-ish, which makes sense.
Well,
And
it's good to see everyone back here for this reunion. Hopefully that this reboot series will do better, because honestly, in the first episode already released 4 days ago, it reached at least 13 likes, 61 views. That is good. That's a good number when we started releasing the first episode back in 2017, honestly. And I'm excited to release episode 2 for you guys next first day of the month. And Jake here, I hope that this series brings back the flame that we've all kind of lost after episode 5 release.
yeah, it's yeah. I rewatched me and my buddy at school today. He was sitting there. He was schwacked out of his mind, and we were just bored. And he's like, you know what? Let's watch something. I was like, Rift re-uploaded the episodes. Let's watch that. And he's like, whatever. Turned him on, and he was sitting there. He was laughing. I was laughing too because it was funny. But I was laughing for completely different reasons. He was like, this show is funny. I'm over here laughing. Like, I remember when we said these lines. I remember why this song was chosen above others. I remember writing this part with the guys. I remember acting this part out. And like, I was like, holy crap, that happened. I thought this was just a thing, but no, it happened. And you know, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here. This is gonna be fun, and I really hope that people really like it. And I don't know what is gonna go down, but I'm here for it. And let's get it. Let's get
The thing that we changed about Rookies this time is that we're having at least we're driving it down the minimum of characters, because if we learned from the first season, we did 9, and as I remember writing with Christian, we couldn't keep up with 9 characters to have each line.
Oh, dude,
'Cause,
as a viewer, I was like, who the heck? There's another dude with Mark 5. Caboose is there. Who's that Mark 5 dude? Like, that one can build a rocket launcher out of a toenail and a paperclip.
All right. So after this video, we will actually. I don't know if you guys will stay for this for a bit longer, but after this, I believe Noah here recommended that we talk about some unwritten scripts or original haven't been released episodes of Rookies back in 2017. So I hope some of you remember a bit of 2017's original script when we wrote it.
What I remember was we stopped like. I disappeared for a week, came back, and you were like, so we got all these ideas for seasons 3, 4, 5. Huh? Like, so season 6, right? Season 6, right? You're gonna be a badass. You're gonna like be kicking these guys' asses. And I was like, dude, I just work here. Like, can
Yeah.
I just take it a step down?
So actually, I remember. So I released something on Instagram recently. It was the not even used at all teaser to Rookie season 7. It was hilarious,
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, dude, I have
You
such a
made all these-
wild.
You made those teasers for like seasons we hadn't even started on, and I was like, bro, let's do this. And you're like, no, don't wanna.
Don't wanna. But anyway,
Don't wanna.
I know we've been keeping the audience here waiting, doing this documentary, but you know that's how documentaries are. But I just want to say about this episode.
Like 10
Blah
seasons
blah blah
planned.
blah. Hold on, I think my
Oh, yeah,
battery's
we
just
had a lot.
disconnected for some reason.
This is gonna be a Breakfast Blue scandal, dude. This is gonna
Oh.
keep going and going and going until people are dead because we just can't stop.
Whoops. Okay, there you go. My battery just died for a second. All right, I'm back. So, like I was saying, this is the full season 1 of Rookies, or at least episodes 1 through 5. We'll probably put some extra long minutes just to talk about the other episodes that were supposed to come for this season. So 40 minutes and 22 seconds. This is how long it is because I added extra clips. So that means I went back to the old Halo 3 maps back in 2017
Oh my god.
and added extra clips.
Oh my god.
Why?
That stuff, dude, when I look back at those maps, I went back to those maps and I was like, dude, this gives me so many nostalgia memories when we did it. When we did episode 3,
I was gonna-
2.
I was gonna say something different. You said nostalgia memories. I was gonna say nostalgia something else, but we're not gonna go there. Let's-
All right, let's get started. Ready? In 3,
Wait.
2. Oh,
wait,
what?
Wait.
What?
Wait. Hold on. Before you start the countdown,
Uh-huh.
do understand that latencycy or between like parties is like
Oh, yeah.
a second behind. So like when you say 3, we have so like by the time we say 2, we press start,
Yeah.
and by the
Yeah.
time we say 3, you press start. All right. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright,
3,
let's go. Do it.
2, 1. Okay. So I remember I increased the volume on this episode. Who's watching it in full blast?
Yeah, Ken, put some headphones on. Damn it.
My headphones are on.
Oh, jeez. But I remember when I wrote this, or when we wrote this with Christian, this episode was a bit interesting, but also a bit terrible for its many reasons. So let's discuss about that.
Revisiting the writing. We revisited me and my buddy Brian. We were revisiting this first part, and right here, he said you say it. But until after a week, I met them. I was like, dude, did you have a stroke when you were writing this? And I was like, you know what? He just cracked under pressure. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So, because there's parts in here where we mess up a lot, and like I feel like we all need to go through thoroughly, like this time around with like the script
Yeah.
and shit, just so we can like.
I can
And-
already think of
okay.
one.
Oh my god, this is the part.
Let me inform you of why animation needs to be done subtly, and not just right real quick.
Alright, hold on. It's gonna pop up. There it is. This is, oh my god. Phantom put this together with the green screen.
About this. Here's the thing I don't get about this is he puts his sniper rifle on his back
And then pulls it out again.
and then he pulls
And
it
then
right back out.
I know. I was originally, actually before this, I was going to...
Oh,
Okay, so before this, I was actually going to not add that to the, and just retake that shot again for this special, but I'm like, no, that would ruin the touch of the original episode. So like, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go with this. The thing about this episode was, like, I think I remember we had to keep trying that shot in the beginning where Jake was like, "Excuse me, are you Rift Spartan 001?"
Oh, we did
Like, we had to-
We did that about 8 times.
When we body
We
acted.
did it so much. We got so mad. And here's the absolute mad lad himself. Here's Chris.
Dude, I miss Christian so much. He was a good guy. He was
Hey,
fun
do you
when he
remember
rode with
that-
us.
that
Such a good
church
guy.
robot in the background.
We never talked about that church in the background as a little Easter egg.
Okay, so no, here's what it was, Rift. Originally, you had a plan for it.
Oh,
and
right!
it was
There it
supposed to be, like, I'm not gonna spoil it at all.
No, it's fine because this was an old series. This was an old series. This was the old series.
This was supposed to be a new version of Rift, but we never elaborated on it.
Because I believe after
Body was horrible.
the episode we did that, and then after episode, I think episode 4, when we originally did the stuff, I was deciding, you know what? Forget the body. Just scratch the body. We don't need it. And then Henry was like, okay. So we were. It's already there. We could just drop it as a Easter egg.
I'm gonna make a suggestion now.
Mhm.
So can we just not do head bobbing?
We are actually not. We're not gonna do that. I think for now on for this season, just because.
Because like it was cool when like we were first trying it out. Like, oh yeah, we're first time machinima guys. And like now looking back on it, oh, it looks kind of bad.
The head bobbing thing was
Yeah.
actually, so if on episode 5 was the first time we didn't do head bobbing for it, and that was recommended by the great
Yeah.
Isaiah when I asked him how to do that, because he said that was the best way to go, because, you know.
You waited till I was gone,
That
asshole. I'm gonna fuck
that
myself.
slow walk, that slow walk. Like,
No, this part here. This part was what my favorite was. This is the only favorite line I liked for, or there are two lines, but this one's my favorite from Jake. Got a stick in the dirt.
It's good. Good times. Good times.
Oh, dude. Okay, so this
I
is
remember this caused a fight between Phantom and I, because Phantom was getting tired of editing all my cussing, and like I jumped on his ass. I was like, bro, I didn't fucking ask to make my character cuss that much. Like I'm doing what the script says, and it caused a fight between us right there. I felt so bad because Phantom was one of the coolest.
Oh right, I remember Phantom was against the cussing. He was against it.
Yeah, he was real against it. Did you spell
also,
Ricky's? Okay,
the
you did.
part when
Okay,
they
I
were
was like, what the fuck?
leaving the station.
No,
on
I
the
spelled it
bike,
right.
On the
Yeah, you did.
mongoose. I was
It's
supposed
mongooses.
it's supposed to show me like punching Rift in the back thing. Get me up, you know.
Oh right, I remember that.
Scrap that. We had to scrap
Right.
that because you killed him.
Right, you did kill me. I was upset. You did.
Yeah, you killed him, and we were like going down, we're like serious as shit, and then you're just like, all right, it's time for the giddy up pussy part. You hit him, and
Oh my God, hang on, Phantom.
Caboose, and I'm like, "God
Phantom talking like a girl. I remember when he did the voice thing. Funny thing about this episode 2, was the first time like I actually asked my cousin to voice this character, the scientist one.
yeah, and your cousin, I got angry. So at first I was angry. I was like, this guy doesn't know how to voice act. And you're like, just wait. And I was like, oh my god, fine. And then he did that. I was like, oh, misdirection.
Because the thing is, because this was rare for me, because I never actually had a family member voice act in my stuff. And then when my cousin Jacob, when he came over, I was like, dude, he asked me what I was doing. I was like, doing this. He's like, what is it about? I'm like, I'll just, that, explaining it. And then I was like, you want to voice act for these? He's like, I don't care. It's like, okay. I was like, cool. And then he voice acted for that small role and, died. But it was rare to have a family member of mine voice act in my stuff, especially on a cousin.
My brother wouldn't do that. I would love for my brother to do that, but he's a fogey. He won't do that. He's old.
Oh yes, here's the reference. Blue reference.
Oh,
I love buttons.
I think at this point on episode 2.
God damn it, my voice was so horrible back then.
Are we just not going to address the fact that this entire setting is in an episode of Red vs. Blue?
Yeah, it is.
It's like in an entire portion of Red vs. Blue, and we're just gonna. Yeah, it's fine. It's not a freelancer outpost. What are you talking about?
I mean,
No.
technically it's Valhalla.
No, but
I mean,
it's
technically, you're right. However, we didn't go to Valhalla at all so far in this season.
That will be
that was the
explained.
plan, though.
That will be explained. I'll explain it. I'll explain that later. Hold on. So,
Hold on. We got-
no, can we like state the fact though?
Character trying
Jumps
to.
over the barrel to go pee. Or no.
Oh, there he goes.
The barrel is the bathroom. And
The barrel. Oh, pff, he goes through the barrel though. That was the funny part for me. He just goes through when he died.
Three, bro.
Exactly. Tale 3's logic.
Ow.
His son of an
Female
8.
dog.
Uh,
I was the
Fucking
only one
children.
cussing, and I was making me so upset. I was like, "What?" With my
Son of a-
parents,
female
I'm gonna
dog.
get so upset. I'm like,
well, the thing is, I just like to mention this, that the fact that the person that commented in episode 3 said about how we improved so much from the quality from episode 1, because we recorded episode 1 on the DMR. DMR, is that right? Is that what they used to do it on the Xbox? Is that what it used to be called?
Discord.
No, I meant for the
Remember
video.
We recorded 1
The
through 3.
DVR?
Oh yeah, you're talking about the DVR.
DVR, there you go. Yeah.
DVR.
And so
And it looks,
recording
yeah,
it.
because it looks so poo poo. Look at it. It just looks like dog shit, dude. But like
Like my
the later
cat.
episodes look so much better.
Episode 1 through 3, I believe. No, episode 1 through 2 was recorded
No, 'cause
with
remember,
the.
1 through 3 were the same. Like we did those all in one. It was one long take. Because remember the first trailer you made for like the actual season was all 3 of the episodes combined.
Oh, right. I remember.
Yeah. And then it was because like
Hey,
I like to think of the 1 through 3 as like the first phase. And then
I
the
remember
second phase
we had to do episode 1 through no, episode 1 through 4 was technically supposed to be episode 1, but we decided to cut it down like Red versus Blue
yeah,
would do it.
we cut it down. We cut it down, and
Cause
we ended up with 3 episodes because one of it was just filler. We literally cut out so much filler. We're like, well, these episodes are too short. Hey, Chief Drew's back.
he is
God, that whistle was so loud.
okay. Because what was I saying? Right about this episode. So episode 2 was complained because it had too much transition music, which I couldn't agree more. I did probably spam it too much,
That was one of my things with it. But
but I think
okay.
Mhm.
Idea. Let's scrap the transition music. That's more of a Red versus Blue thing. Like
Mhm.
I get it. Red versus Blue is your inspiration. It's our inspiration. Let's be honest. Like all along
Yeah.
the show, we have Caboose. Like we have Caboose. So
This scene,
I
though.
think so we should cut some Red versus Blue stuff out. Like get some different music. Because like I
Yeah.
know at the end of this episode we used Red versus Blue music. Dude, I loved it when we did this. I was like, I'm so proud of this. Looking back, I was like,
this part
let's
where,
make it
where
our
we
own.
see like Caboose like pop up.
Oh yeah, I think I don't know who asked
Yeah.
me, but they asked me about how did we do that? How did we do the caboose thing? Because I know we
let
we
me
did
tell you,
this.
had it like
let me tell you how frustrating it was to do this. For one, we did this part about 85,000 times, and the issue was we didn't have enough body actors. So we had Ken just running
I had to
around me
walk
in
along the
circles.
wall,
Right.
And
camera.
and
Come up
so,
in
but the
front
problem
of
was
Jake,
if you look
so
at my
that way I
character,
could
if you
pop
look
up
at my
there and do-
character, if you look at my character, the auto aim follows him as he tries to get back into his second position. And I got so angry. I did this so much to the point I was like, oh, we're fine. We're just going to go with it. We're just going to do it. And it just kept doing it and made it so difficult. Ugh. Frustration.
Hold on. Yes.
During recording, he gets interrupted. Yeah.
Mike.
Anyway,
Mike.
this part here, what I found interesting about episode 2, the funny part that I love to write was with Jake saying "son of a bitch," and then he slowly backs up while Ken just turns his character around just to look. It's so funny. And then I love this part too. This part was funny with Jake saying, "I think we lost him." It lost too. So,
Seriously?
but no, okay.
My
So this,
issue here though, I slurred my words too much. Like I hated because I could just I slurred it. You can just tell. I was like, oh, it's amateurish. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an expert, but I know bullshit when I see it.
but episode 2's ending, you'll notice a huge difference when you see it.
Yeah, because you see like all these weird random cuts. You see the camera bump into the elite.
Well, yeah, I remember that. When I tried to find a spot where it wouldn't do that, but you know, it all would look ugly because then it wouldn't fit with where the camera was originally. And this was a long ass pause, like a long ass
Yeah, the
quiet
cutting
scene,
here
and then
was pretty bad.
yeah,
That wasn't. We weren't experienced. Like
We weren't
I'll
really-
sit there and say, that's my argument. We weren't as experienced as we are now.
yeah,
Yeah. And also, I have to go soon because fucking stupid stuff. IRL.
All right. We're already almost done with episode 2, but here we are already heading to the part with Rift, I guess.
Here we go.
There we go.
The elite's reaction time was so fucking bad. Like the second
Right.
the shot was fired, he should have been. Ugh!
Oh, which was it?
Oh, episode 2. What bugged me so much about the ending part was with your audio, Jake, with like blasting into people's ears. It was so awful. So I did that. I fixed it. I think I fixed
Was
it.
there.
I fixed it. I think on this. I don't know if it will, but it's just as much as I could lower it.
Nope, you did not. That's you're still
Here we are. Here we are. Here's the part. Here's the part. Here's the part. 1080-60 on that, boys. 1080-60 on that.
so much better. Look at that. Except for when he goes in slow motion, he just kind of glitches
Yeah.
out of the
Dude, the slow motion. I only did that small part where they clash. That's where I literally just continued off for now in 2020's version. But oh my god, I think okay. So episode 3 was some of fans' favorite just because of the comedy. It brought a good comedy for it. I believe it was
Yeah,
Noah's
Oh, yeah,
for
the
comedy.
montage.
Personally,
The montage.
the montage thing, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. But it's not my call. So I can just simply say I'm glad I wasn't in it and I didn't watch it. I laugh at it. So that's all I can say. Our issue with this
Ah,
with our
yes, my
recording,
voice
though, we
was that
recorded
right.
on Discord. Oh, remember when Ken's original line was gonna be, "I can only drive a manual."
Oh right, but then we thought no because that was too
that
much. I think it was just too much red versus blue right there when he's saying I can drive manually.
Yeah.
So
Yes, but only an automatic.
the funny thing we did about Caboose, so people have been, complaining about, oh, Caboose is from Red vs. Blue, you're just copying it. Well, yes, technically, because we had Caboose, but also if you look at one of their Red vs. Blues or Rooster Teeth's, something about their law or whatever rule, that you can use the character as long as you don't change their personality or color or whatever.
That's how a lot of like shows and stuff are. Like you can use this character, but you
But you
can't,
gotta keep it
you
as
can't-
how
you
they
gotta
are.
keep it them. You can't like change their armor, make them smarter. Like you can't make Caboose a smart badass. He's still Caboose.
Yeah. So the thing that makes episode 3 a more interesting step to Rookies as we were developing the series more, we tried to make it more with voice acting, more people to get in, and I believe episode 3 is what brought the community more to Rookies. So we got more body actors to do the montage scene, we got more people to take place for other people that couldn't make it on time. And then then we got a new animator for episode 3, which was Robbie Terry, who did the part with the Rift giving the general the relic or whatever. So
And then was that in episode fucking 4 when
episode 4
trips
Dash,
over a pebble?
yeah, it did the same thing, animation for that. So I believe that's when Rookies started getting more attention.
I'm getting a call. I'll answer this real quick. I'll be right back.
So this montage was funny to do because I think I thought it at the last second, because when Christian wrote Scooby Doo thing, I'm like, okay, I'll just do what I think would fit right.
And they all just teabag the body. Yes.
Teabagging the body was funny. Teabagging the body was funny when we did it. Oh, here we go with one of the improvising. I think we improvised on this when we wrote it for Jake saying, "Hey, bitch," and then saying hello to my little friend or something like that. It was
That would actually be
a I don't remember.
Scarface reference, actually. But yeah.
I mean, that's like one of the. I told you this song. I said use this song.
Yeah.
This song
We-
I was like, it'll be cool.
We will probably use that song for the future series of this reboot series. I can't tell you when, but I will tell you guys this though close to episode 4 already, heading up to the next map we did, because I think we did only 2 maps from episodes 1 through 3. It was only 2 to 3 maps. It was, I can't remember. It was the space one, standoff, foundry.
Hey,
was-
Jake,
it
did you
was
have
space
a
standoff and
stroke when
foundry.
you said flamethrower?
All right, Rick,
Yeah,
I hate to
I did.
to interrupt. I gotta go. So I'll see you
Alright,
guys later.
take care, man.
Tomorrow.
Alright.
You too, man. Good luck on the stream
Thanks.
or documentary, I guess.
All right.
See you, man.
There's one thing before I want to go that I want to point out before we go.
What?
Is
Oh
my
my God,
jumping.
Ken.
My jumping.
Yes.
I was trying to,
Yeah, because you're trying to
my
put your
fucking
weapon down like a moron.
and then like.
You're like, I don't know how to weapon lower.
And then we just, I don't know why I didn't just remove it, but I think it was just funny to see Ken just do that, just like jumping up and down just to lower his weapon.
Yeah, I killed Elite.
And I think I remember when we had issues body acting for this scene, this part here, I think it was because it was Ken that kept grabbing the relic, even though we didn't have any power.
Yeah, he just went up to it, and intentionally, Halo 3 is like, here you go.
So I think what we did was to leave them. Or what we did before we did this was to go back to Forge and give ourselves the things so that we don't pick it up.
We give ourselves like bubble shield or some shit like that.
Yeah, just to stop it from picking it up. That thing was annoying.
Yeah.
So then
here's Rift
here it is. Here's Rift 2.0.
Alright, happen? Oh, I'll raise it or some shit.
Christian's
Yeah.
voice acting was like I think it was better than both of ours, honestly. At
Oh, dude,
first,
There's
Christian's
all
was the
three of
best, dude.
ours.
Christian did
There's
his.
all three of ours.
Christian was the best of all of us, honestly. He was the one that
He's the
tried
best
to
man,
find a
dude.
good
I
part
love
of
that
all
guy.
of
He's
us.
such a good guy. He's one of the guys that I could never have any ill will towards because he's just such a kind-hearted dude.
Hmm. The thing about him is like Christian, like when he wrote this stuff with us, he found ways to make these characters come to life a little more. Like for Jake, when he helped me write it, and we helped for Rift, and when he wrote for the other nine characters that were brought into the show. And then when we got excited, him and I fangirled when we got Isaiah to join us in episode 5, because Isaiah
Oh, that
was
was
one of
cool.
my idols. Isaiah was like one of my dream people to cast for voice acting. I have like
I
two
told you
more.
this song too.
Yeah.
And then Caboose is just like,
Oh, Caboose is all of a sudden like looking backwards.
I'm over here like, wake up, bro.
Episode 4, though, we're already entering episode 4. Episode 4 was the worst episode I've ever worked on. Episode 4 was very much improvised with voice acting, like
it was one of
hiring voice actors, picking.
honestly.
But also the cropping on body acting was so awful. Like, I didn't like it. I just did it because, one, I was tired of it. And secondly, like, we didn't have a lot of body actors, so I was like, you know what? We're just going to do what we have. I need you to do that for me. And if you don't do it, or at least if you don't do it right, then that's fine. I'm just going to see if I can make it work. So, like, this part here, I think head bobbing was off course. The voice actors did not even fit their roles correctly. Like, they just all felt like...
I remember I came to you because like I watched it. I was like, Rift, you sound sad as shit. What is going on?
I because he hated this.
You said that I just didn't like the episode, and my character's supposed to be sad right now. I was like, okay, but it's rookies.
But okay, another thing about this episode, when we first got it, this is okay. So this episode 4, this is when we actually started getting more people to voice act now for us instead of body act. So we had Solar Ninjas who voice acted Jason when Jake here couldn't. I got pissed at him for that, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna have someone do it. And then Solar came along, and when he did it, I'm like, it doesn't sound good, but whatever. It's episode 4. I couldn't care less about this one, because when someone came to me with this like idea, like, what if episode 4 is not really an episode? What if it's just the introduction to episode 5's for meeting the rookies? And I was like, that could work. That's a good idea. I'll take that excuse.
It's
So.
funny too. So it's like I thought about it. Like I didn't tell you this at all, but thinking back on it, it would sound weird when I played the Red Scout, and I played Jake.
That too.
You know what I mean?
Way connection.
Like, isn't he supposed to be in security armor? Like, no, what are you talking about? Two different guys.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
mean, Rooster Teeth does.
Yeah, but they had like voice changers in some of them for that stuff.
Yeah, true.
Yes, well, and they can change their voices better than I can. I can't. The best I've done is why I pulled you in here today. That's about it.
No, I was scarfing down a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich when you came to get me.
Shut your mouth, boy.
My voice all.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Boy.
Alright, well, I have to go.
What happened to Charlie team?
Movie night.
Bro, I don't got body actors.
All right, Ken. See ya, man. Take care.
Alright.
Alright.
Later, buddy.
I've
You have
had a great
old
night
time,
so
bro.
far. If we could do this again sometime, I would absolutely.
Yeah, I'm down to do it again.
It's great having the gang back together.
Mhm.
But you gotta get Christian.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
TTYL.
All right.
Later, Buckaroo.
Hot five.
All right. I guess it's just you and me.
Heck yeah, bro.
All right. So episode. Oh, Cheester just invited me to a party. Hold on. Let me bring him in here. But continuing on with the
Let's pause
conversation.
our shit.
I'm not pausing, dude. I'm still going on.
I paused.
Oh, I'm pausing then. I guess I'll pause. What part are you in?
What? 2307?
2307. Dude, you're at 2307. I'm on 2252. Hold on. 2307?
Yeah. On 2252, you said?
No, I'm already at 2303. I'll just stop at 27. Hold on. It's 5, 6, 7. Okay.
There we go.
I'm inviting him, but he's like not joining.
He's like, nah, you join the me.
No, you joining me. Here
There
we
he is.
go. There he is.
About fucking time.
Sorry, we're doing the commentary. You're kind of with us in here now, so you're actually kind of in time though to talk about your voice acting audition for Sergeant.
Yeah, the one that was cut.
Yeah. All right. Ready? To count of three, Jake.
Actually, no, Will. That's the wrong word.
Yeah.
That's the wrong word.
So,
3, 2, 1, go. So okay. So what was I saying? This part here was supposed to turn out differently. It's supposed to have Jake or Henry, the general, say like in his thought, like make it echo, saying, "Don't worry, Riff, we'll figure this out." I never could pull that off. This part here, though,
yeah,
with them leaving.
I was like, what the fuck?
This part leaving with okay, this one right here. This part right here with the Rift. Oh my god, I've so badly on that part with theater mode. Like that was the biggest mistake I could ever made with doing
Here's the
this.
issue you had. I know exactly the issue. The fucking turbine. Because the turbine fucks you up. Because I've had this in my old machinimas too. The turbine would just kind of just do its own thing.
I no, the thing about it is that I had in theater mode. I had it paused, and when I looked, because I thought the turbine was already spinning. When I press play,
Nope.
or when I press record, when I press record, I thought it was like nowhere to be seen, and then I saw it, and I'm like, fuck, I fucked up.
Like, well,
This
I'm done. I'm just angry. Let's just finish.
yeah. This episode, though, or at least the ending of this episode, was more actually focused on because, it was Henry and Rift now, and it was actually bringing the excuse of why Rift was sad and all that, and then we had Henry.
Yeah.
Like body acting here was actually a bit more because there was only 2 people, and I think the people that were body acting was
Two people, it's so much easier.
I think it was me and Christian when we head bobbed these lines because we were reading him through.
No, what?
My voice cracked. What?
What?
But no, this episode, the ending of this episode was more interesting because me and Christian actually body acted instead of having 2 separate people do it, and we read the lines
Yeah.
and head bobbed as if we were actually doing them.
Talking
So-
as those characters.
So, the fact that this episode was terrible but yet good at the end because it dropped a little like a funny part with Dash. So
Yeah,
this
right
part here,
Yeah, right here.
I had to zoom in a bit. This part right here is another extra clip I added. So there goes away the emblem and the thing like that. Better quality to the episode. And then the same thing with the beginning of episode 5, because I didn't like how that one brought, because it was faded in, so I had to improvise. So it's like, boom, here we go. And then it just brings back to the original quality, which is that. And then noticing the difference between back then to now, you could notice how much color is brought out with the 1080 and 60, and then back then it was like plain, like, it looked like light colors. So...
Yeah, dude, it was kind of gross.
Okay, so also this is a funny fact. So since episode 5 technically was everyone's favorite, including Cheesters, it was his favorite for episode 5, Rookies. To get this out of the way, though, before we move anything with it, episode 5, who was your favorite character that was introduced for episode 5?
As much as Trevor and I had our differences, because like, remember Trevor and I were at each other's throats like constantly.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Trevor's character is my favorite. Yeah, he was the funniest to me.
Okay.
Caboose sucked.
Cheester, what about you?
Same.
Trevor? Alright. I think for me, honestly, when I think I've already answered this before, but my favorite character was Cadet. And the reason why was because when I wrote Cadet, he was supposed to technically be a replacement for Caboose. Because originally, we weren't supposed to add Caboose to episode 5. It was supposed to be like a part of the dream. So, but then when Caboose came to me saying like he wants to be in the series still, and I was like, shit, I don't know what to do. So I talked to Christian about it. He's like, let's just add him there. And I was like, okay, here we go. And then I remember it was funny. Like, what if we did a ship between Dash and Caboose? I think Caboose disagreed and Dash herself disagreed. But I was like, it's going to be funny. Honestly, I couldn't care less of what they thought. But, okay, so now this part here.
The audience will do as the audience will do.
Yes. So I was like, I don't know what. There you are, Phantom. Phantom. Ooh, that's just weird. So Phantom, everyone else was there. Okay, so first Trevor. When we asked, or how did I find Trevor? I think I found Trevor the same way too. I think it was on Xbox too when we were playing Halo 5. I think when it first came out. But when all this, he did good for his character because Trevor was he's a demolition. He did good for his voice acting. It was his first time I believe too, and he did good. We had Cadet. He did good too for his first time.
Let me sit here and say you guys did a perfect job writing out what's her face's character of being a snobby smartass. My IQ is so fucking high. You guys can all just shut up because I'm smart. I'm the leader. Obviously, I'm the best. Oh my god, her voice acting matched it perfectly, and her snobby attitude, like as the character, was amazing writing. I hated it because I just hate that kind of character.
Okay, so Mike though. Mike, I didn't think we gave him a line because we wanted to make him kind of the strong silent type for a bit. Because since he was a demolition, I think he was a demolitions expert. Yeah, he was the demolitions expert, as Trevor was the weapons expert. So Gates, the funny thing about Gates, we had to do 3 different auditions for Gates. One was from Shade, Psycho Ranger, another one was from a different girl. But Shade, when she did it, she never sent me anything else at just her audition. Psycho Ranger, I just came to her because she was my second best option. The third one didn't, even message me the file, so we went with her. And then when I asked Isaiah to do Garrett, Isaiah was all for it, and then he just did the voices, and he, did it perfectly for his character. So, but mental note to that now with Isaiah and Psycho. Psycho does not voice act.
I want to listen to Isaiah. Oh my god, dude. Hearing his voice in your video is still just so surreal.
It's still unbelievable to me to this day that I got to manage to get Isaiah, and that gives it like what, 8,000? I don't even know. I gotta check, but I know he's got a lot more than any of us, and it was like a dream come true to get him to get into this series. Oh, he's got like 14,000 subscribers. And like he's very well known for creating his popular machinimas like Isaiah and Brian, the Misfits, Halo Butt Buddies. So it was very interesting to have him on that.
This dude is freaking hilarious.
So to the
I can't
fact,
tell you how much I've watched Butt Buddies.
Same.
so anyway, continuing on to this part here. I remember Jake, you were with me on this body acting part with Trevor shooting and Rift. That was you body acting his Rift to look just there. That was perfectly like for me when I recorded the camera there. I was like, I didn't know you were gonna look at me, and that was scary. So,
He was like,
I know.
anyway, to continue off on this for Isaiah and Psycho, like I said, Psycho Ranger no longer voice acts for any of the Rift or any of our projects anymore in the Rift TX2 Films channel. The last thing he voiced for good reasons, personal reasons I will not discuss. I'll probably do that after this video. But for Isaiah though, I think we tried to get him to voice act again for Garrett after episode 5, which was I think when we were trying to do the reboot on Halo 5 when we did episode 7 or episode 6. He said no because he was just tired of voice acting for other people and he just wanted to work on his own stuff and voice acting his own stuff. And I was like, that is 100% okay. So RIP for Garrett's voice actor 2017. He will be missed for the character. But hey, he's still living his dream.
Isaiah is such a cool guy, bro.
So, the fact that we no longer have these voice actors, but yet their many talents we're able to bring into this series was astonishing. Because they made these characters come to life, even though they were written just in a document on screen, and now we get to see them here live, talking, arguing, and next thing you know, we have other stories now coming out of the blue with
Death.
other characters coming out of the blue with new stories, other people like example, we've created so 3 new series this year or in last year, Dick and Billy, which was heavily inspired by Rick and Morty, also inspired by Jake's Machinima, also inspired by do you know the one that's called the Adventures of Billy and Mandy, if any of you know that from yeah, that's where I got half of the names
Yes,
from.
I had a childhood.
Yes, and so that's where that show comes from. And so to the rest of the series, like Oddities, that one was just written by me and Chiefster.
The towers are falling.
Me and Chiefster,
Um,
when we were Oddities. Cadet, now here with his funny segue. I think that was when Christian told me. I was like asking, what was this supposed to be? He was like, it's supposed to be a segue, you know, because what would be funny if he was talking as if, you know, he was knowing that this is a fourth wall break.
already talking.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, though, so this, since we know this is the last episode, this was, since this, like, this is, again, like I said, the last episode, it's sad to see that this was the last work that we did, but also we ended it in a kind of good way, with Cadet's final line saying it's a duck, duck, goose, instead of saying, like, you know, a depressing kind of thing for the show. But the thing about this show, when we did I don't know if you remember this, Jake, but when we did, and when he entered the rookies second trailer to a contest, I believe we were ranked 9 or 8 out of 10 for on the Machinima contest.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. So the fact that for this episode was funny because we wrote and managed to get all these body actors, but getting the body actors was a pain to get all 9 of them just to stand still.
I'm aware of how difficult it is to have body actors because they don't freaking listen for the life of you.
I remember we had to improvise on some of them because we had to just grab our controllers. It was like, dude, how many controllers do we have? He's like, I got like, what do you have, like 4 or 3? I had 4.
It's so frustrating having to do that.
Are you
kind of
kidding me? The
stuff.
one time I think I did like fucking 3.
I had 4. Jake had 3, so that was 4, 5, 6, 7. We needed 2 more, and I think I asked Caboose to do it with me for some of the parts. And then we just didn't do that. And then I actually remember I got Isaiah to help me body act in this episode. So he was actually body acting his own character. And that was the fun part of it. That's how he helped me came up with the idea. Like, let's just do no head bobs. Let's actually do the rest of the episode. Why don't you do the rest of the episode without head bobbing? Because it'd be more easier for you. And you don't have to, you know, struggle with, you know, connecting the audio to the head bob. So I was like, okay. And then I think that turned out well. Oh, God.
I remember though. I was
Sorry,
just about to say
Frosty, I
earlier,
ain't joining your party.
I remember we had at the end of episode 3, we had the idea of the dream, and like you were gonna wake up, and then after the credits, it was gonna be me, you, and Caboose running from like a swarm of elites, and I made you and Caboose escape while I distract them or some crap,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so.
It was meant to. It was meant to be an emotional ending credits for it, to
Yeah,
because
but then like. But like you disappear. Like I just disappeared. Like there's not a trace of me. Everyone's like, was Jake even real? Is he real?
I remember when after
That's
episode
when you go,
I had-
no, I'm all imaginary.
I believe-
there was a plan. Yes, I was real.
I believe after episode 5 though, people asked me about the characters, like the voice actor Jake, is he coming back? And I was like, oh, you have to wait and see for the future episodes because you were intended to come back. I think on episode 10. Or episode 11, I mean, because there was supposed to be 12 episodes.
Like, so long to bring me back.
Because I wanted to make it dramatic, because the rest of the episodes kind of had a more touching feeling about Jake and Rift and their history a bit, because
I know. I was just like, I was over here, just like, all right, I'll just fucking chill over here while you guys do 7 episodes without me.
yeah. Okay, so interesting about the ending of this episode, I actually added the credits, so you will see some old names that I believe, and some gamer tags that that used to body act. So I had to look through the old episodes, and I named voice actors accordingly by appearance. So first voice actor was you, so I of course put Jake as the first voice actor because he's the one that first popped in. I wouldn't put myself as first because technically I didn't voice till Rift. So, and then I put the background that Chiefster gave us.
That's a memory trip right there.
And I remember discussing about this song that I told Huge and everyone else. I was like, we need to have this song because the ending of season 1 would end in Valhalla, and as the rookies leave, we would have this song playing, and at the close to the end of the song or halfway, we would have it zoom in on a family picture, per se, of the rookies together, as if this is their first step to a team and to an adventure. So here we are with the wonderful voice actors. Jacob Stice, of course, is you, voiced Jake Stice. I couldn't think of a name, so I was like, just put that. Myself as Riff Jones.
Slam my last name.
Christian Emerson as, General Henry. Kenneth S. He wouldn't reveal his last name to me, so Caboose. Mike Nicholson, Scientist 1. Jacob Choi, Scientist 2, etc. We had a lot for Michael. He had to voice a lot of characters back then. But all these...
William, the great Isaiah.
Great Isaiah, dude, I'm happy to still have that name there. But Hannah, who voiced Gates, or Psycho, she didn't want me to put it, and I was like, you know what, fuck you, I'll do it. I'm just going to put her name, because... whatever, it's not gonna haunt you. Anyway, writers, of course, was me and Christian back then.
Christian.
Yeah, but Christian mostly, he was the best with writing this stuff with me.
Christian's a god, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, these names are old. This is a trip straight from. Oh my god.
The thing about it is that I haven't heard from Cadet or Space. Or Space is from, is Factory 6, who edited episode, or not the episode, the first trailer we did. We still talk a bit on Instagram. He's still a great guy. He still supports the show. But the people in this this body acting thing, they were the true heroes too that helped us get the series up and rolling. Animators too, Chiefster here, RT3 Films when he did the other 2 animations. Editors, of course, was me, and Factory when he did the trailers and teaser. I did just the episodes on my phone. Episodes 1 through 5 were on my phone.
Ken really made some music for you guys?
For the other episodes, when you left, Mike, of course, when he huge credit to Mike here for doing the Rookies theme song and the transition music, and not introducing as well the Rookies remix that we'll hopefully release on the new show. But fun fact about that.
Heroes is such a long song.
It is. So I had to try to fit all this stuff in.
Epic, powerful vocal generated, very featuring Zayd Wolf. Like, oh my god.
I had to go through the stuff. I had to go through each episode just to figure out what we use, and I was like, okay, I hear it. Yep, that's it. And then of course the special thanks to Christian, Jake here, Kenneth, Michael, Factory, Riley, Robbie, Ryan, Nate, Dylan, Karina who voiced Dash, Trevor, of course, who voiced Trevor, Jack, who voiced Cadet, Hannah, who voiced Gates, the great Isaiah, of course, who voiced Garrett, my parents, of course, for supporting it, for getting me these equipments, my brothers, just for, being them, and, of course, to my friends, and and especially to you guys, the subscribers. So we like to thank you guys so much for that, and the love and support you given to the series. When we started first, I remember, I still have the pictures, too, when I posted on Instagram. We had, 100 subscribers when we started the show, and here we are with 785 in 2020. That is a huge step.
How far we've gone.
3 years, people. 3 years, and this is what we get.
3 years, man.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for that, the 40 minutes. So let's get to the, right now, before we do anything else, about the episodes that were supposed to come. So after the events of episode 5, episode 6 was supposed to be the Capture the Flag episode, which is still going to be called that for episode 3. Hint, hint. But so it was supposed to bring a new side of comedy, because episode 6 was kind of the start of seeing Rift and his team, how they operate. Of course, we remember, I think I did the trailer for that, but we never released it because, when Jake left and everyone left all of a sudden for that episode. But
I think I worked on an episode that never saw the light of day.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know what that is. The last episode, which didn't see the light of day, but for better or worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, at least you didn't get cut.
yeah. So
I mean, no, I cut.
I'm still living to this day.
but anyway, continuing on to that. Oh, here we go with Jake. But anyway, so episode 6 was meant to bring Rift and his team more closer together, try to find a way how they operate. Trevor's leg gets shot or something from the explosive grenade from I think Garrett or Cadet or Gates. Jake and Rift. Rift in general talk about Jake and because I back then I remember
There was an idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But,
no, go ahead.
There's an idea where you and I don't remember a character. You were opening up to this character about me, and how you just like you missed me, and
It
then
was
I'm so
Henry,
sorry, Rick,
which was the
in
general.
animation. Oh,
It
yeah.
was. Oh wait, wait. Oh, it was the chick. It was Gates. Because
Uh-oh.
Rift Gates asked Rift about Jake, because he heard his name once, and then Rift just kind of broke down and talked to her about it, how it happened, and then we had to move that end credits episode to this episode, which was I believe on episode 7 or 10, where we have him talking to her what really happened, because you know how I explained in the first episode or episode 3, because we were discussing how episode 1 with 3 would be a dream, and you know how memory can play tricks on you. So we thought of making it that instead of how it was, how the episode 3 originally ended. So how it was supposed to happen was with Jake sacrificing himself, and then Rift delivering the relic, of course, still, but Jake was never there. So the fact that
Yeah.
Rift to this there he goes with Jake's voice, to the fact that we
Shut
have
up.
to the fact that we got to that part, episode 5, what made me excited, because we were like 7 episodes away to the end of season 1, and it was crazy because, oh my god, we started on episode 1, and now here we are on episode 5, and like, holy shit, we got a couple more to go. But anyway, continuing on, when so after episode 7, or episode 10 was supposed to reveal Jake coming back, which is episode 11 reveals a battle between the elite.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Between the elite and Jake, because Jake
Sorry, playing Jake.
reveals to be come back, and Jake turns out to be a bounty hunter as AI Toby, which was supposed to be voiced by Lost Tobo Films, another person I was excited to have voice act for the series, but that never
Hey, he
happened.
body acted in a video for me, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, wasn't the Malk thing?
It was Malk.
Malk, bro, Malk.
Oh
was
my
a good
god,
fucking- that
that
was
fucking
fun.
meme.
Yeah. Anyway,
It was fun, yeah.
continuing on to that, episode 12 then, or after the end of episode 11 was supposed to have Jake shooting a rocket launcher at the elite. Elite dies. I think your last words were supposed to be something like same thing, saying "Hey bitch" and say "Hello to my elite." Or no, not that. Elite asks Rift any last words, and then Rift says, "How do you feel about rockets?" And he says "rockets," and then just blows up, and then and then at the end of episode,
And then, huh?
and it get close to the episode 12, then here we are with that one. It has Rift, or after the events of the battle, the rookies gathered around, everyone was okay. Jake's AI, Toby was saying they should go now, but then Jake disagrees and decides to stay because he wants to see where this is all go, catch up stuff. So and then Toby was like, okay, sure, but if shit gets real, I'm out, and that's when.
Alright, because Toby was supposed to be my AI.
Yeah. So now,
About that.
the funny thing, what we did for the ending of that episode was doing a loop of how the first episode began, saying, "Excuse me, are you Riff Spartan 001?" I don't know why I said 001. That doesn't matter now because that's not going to happen ever again. But anyway, the pilot was supposed to say, "Excuse me, are you Riff Spartan 001?" And he says, "Yeah, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm the pilot that's going to take you to the War Games, which is no longer called that. It's going to be called Spartan Trials." So
Yeah, that makes more sense.
yep. So then they leave. Rift, stays behind a bit just to look at the place, because technically this map, or Valhalla, was the first place the rookies went as a new home, where they got closer together as a team when they fought the elite and his army, whatever. And the fact that these characters were ending their first season already with a good start, saying, okay, they defeated the bad guy, the hero wins. So they get to go on to the next chapter of their story. The thing about the ending of episode or season 1 was supposed to build up another story that was going to come in saying, okay, this elite was hired by someone, and now this someone wants to just go take care of it himself. We had a lot of things developed for this future season because we had season 2 written, and season 2 was meant to give
Right.
more a backstory to Jake and what happened to him after the events of the deaths, supposedly. So,
I see. Okay, when we do this again, when we start making these again, I wanna, because I know, I have family members who suffer from this. I've known some people who have suffered from this. I would like for my character, if we go with the same kind of area, like the elites and everything, post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD. I want that to be like emphasized because I feel like that would just. I would feel that would evolve the character to that extent. Just that much more.
We are going to do kind of something like that then, but like it's not going to be for your character per se. Because okay, I'll tell you that in the ending of this video because you will need to know about this for this reboot series. Oh, hang on, Jake's connecting. Oh shoot.
Oh fuck berries.
Okay, there he is. He's back.
So the party just decided
Yeah.
to not work for me.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so continuing on for the season 2 was supposed to bring the backstory to Jake and Toby when he got his signs to that. He was supposed to be the badass bounty hunter, the best bounty hunter they've ever created, technically. So to the fact that we get to see Jake more on his backstory with his personal life or with his new life, I mean, it was more interesting. And a little thing I had to bring back here from season 1 though was when we had this little mini part in the episode. I think it was episode 11, where Rift was talking to Jake about why didn't he, after he faked his death or how his fake whatever, I don't care, why didn't he go back to Earth with his girl? Because apparently we had written Jake to have a girlfriend or something back at Earth. So Jake decided to stay though because he wanted to hang out, or he wanted to hang out. He wanted to stay with Rift and Henry because considered they were family. Might as well stick together. So that was kind of meant to give a little character there for Jake, saying that how he cares about his people, friends. Yeah. So the fact that we did that for Rift and Jake, I remember. I think Caboose was the one. He's like, dude, he's like, I ship Jake and Rift. And I was laughing at that too.
See, like immediately when he did that, I was like, "Oh my god!" Now that you said that, people are gonna do it, and I was like, "Oh."
But the thing is, what brings this reboot series, I can't really talk about the reboot, but all I can say is that after the first reboot, I'll talk about the first episode because that one was released. But yeah, no, season 2 was meant to bring more of Jake's backstory and a bit of the present with the Spartan trial, or the War Games, technically.
Wasn't season 2 supposed to be in Reach?
Season 2 was supposed to be in Reach.
Planned.
Yeah.
You sent the animation
And then
pictures
season
to
3
us. It was supposed to be
4,
great.
wasn't it?
Season 3 was supposed to be on 4. Season 5 was supposed to be on Halo 5. 6 as well, Halo 5. 7 is Halo 5 as well. I think we originally, for me, I was thinking too much as a young person. I was like, we're going to do 10 seasons and that's it.
Yeah, I know. Every time you said that, I was like, ugh.
I know. So
It's like,
now,
like,
I don't
die.
know about you, but I kind of want to live.
but no, I'm actually going to say this right now. For the reboot series, we're only intending to have 3 seasons, and that's about it. Each season having at least.
We'll be lucky if we can get past 2.
Each season, though, will have 7 episodes, but except season 3, though. Season 3, though, for rookies, will have at least 20 episodes. I will have 20 episodes for season 3 just because season 3 is the finale, and I would like to wrap up the characters. All I can say is though is that it gets intense for season 2.
Back in action.
That's gonna be cool. So the Halo Machinima thing I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's on my channel. I intended that story because I was gonna reboot it. I was like, you know what, this is kind of doo-doo, and I wanna make it better and remake it to be my own. And
I only wish that 5 had fucking split screen.
yeah, that'd be a huge benefit.
If it had the same split screen mechanics as Halo 3 for MCC does, where you can change the armor,
Yeah,
I'd be set.
but no,
I'd be set.
I would. That would be. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I'm
back to what I was
planning
saying.
to do my first thing on Halo 3, so I have more control.
So, like,
Yeah.
I agree with you. If you're gonna reboot something, I feel like we should all work together on that again to bring back the community.
Reboot, it hasn't even
I haven't
fucking-
I haven't made a point yet. Actually,
Oh,
I did make one episode. It's a test episode. I'm really proud of it. I feel the
That's
body
why I
acting,
want to
directing,
like,
and
at
the
least try to make a
voice act-
pilot.
Right, it's not even a pilot. It's just a test. I asked some people around. I was like, "What do you think about this?" And they said, "Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like that." And then I showed them the original, and they're like, "What is wrong with your 13-year-old self?" I was like, "I don't know, dude. He's an idiot." But anyway, I was saying how I planned out 4 seasons for that for the reboot, and how season 1 was like the intro, season 2 was like it would introduce new characters but like bring back the old ones, and then season 3 would go in depth and like it would has to do with betrayal, and then season 4 is like the galaxy is screwed, help us.
Um,
So
so
yeah.
to continue on the topic then for that. So, what was I gonna say? Something about rookies. I can't remember.
You were talking about reboots and how
Oh yeah, the
they should
reboot.
do it together.
The reboots, yeah. Like, because I feel like, here's the thing. When we started Rift TX2 Films, before it was Rift TX2 Films, it was like John Gaming HD. Rift TX2 Films is, like I said, is no longer a personal channel for me. It's instead a community channel, because as we built a huge community for rookies, and then we started creating Machinima Shorts, new Machinima stories, like example, like I said, Dick and Billy, Oddities, and then the reboot series for
Right,
rookies.
it's like saying Rooster Teeth is one guy and like the
Yeah.
channel they have is one guy, right? It's you can't just do that.
Exactly. So, like I was saying, like, if the thing is, if we're going to do this, like, if we're going to bring one show back together, and if we're going to work all together on it, we need to make this whole channel and community work. Like, agree to whatever it is that we need to all agree on. And if we need to disagree on some of them, then okay. So, like, say, okay, we'll do this show. This show sounds like a good idea to create. If this show doesn't sound good,
Ah,
like, oh,
fuck you, Dubois.
let's not do that, because that show sounds a lot like this other show. Because, example, I'm still thinking of doing the animated show for Project Segment, but, like, I don't know if I want to do it all the way. Because Project Segment was supposed to be a full Halo animated series, I think either with Halo 5's models or Halo 4. I was going with Halo 5, I
Yeah.
think. But, the thing about it is that Rift
Right.
TX2 Films, it used to be called Infinite Networks, but everybody loved Rift TX2 Films, the name, just because it had more meaning to it. It was the name that brought rookies. It was the name that, got these wonderful people that, started as small, but then became these wonderful people when voice acting these characters, writing, talking about it as if, these characters are a part of them, which they are, because we write these characters. Rift was written as me, personally. Rookies is was supposed to bring a kind of based on true story here with what a bunch of people can do together. And so that's what we did. We started small, me, Henry, or me, Christian, Jake here, and Caboose, and Chiefster, and Mike. We started off with this small, and then we, boom, bloomed into this big show. So, the fact that we are doing this again...
It's it's nuts to me, dude. I'm so excited to do this again. It's gonna be fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed this this freaking 1 hour documentary of us talking about the episodes and talking about the reboot and talking about what we did back then. But I do want to say that it's been really fun talking to you, Jake, again after like 2 years of silence. But
It's been a nice nostalgia trip. I'm digging it. I
Yeah.
vibe with it, bro.
Anyway, though, people, this has been the anniversary, February 26th. The first release of Rookies, I believe, was the trailer, or which was the episode, I can't remember. But anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed it, and we happy to announce that Jake is going to be coming back here with us, and hopefully we'll be creating some new, amazing, crazy shows for you guys to enjoy, new characters to be introduced. A lot of dick jokes, probably, because that's mostly what we've been doing for Dick and Billy and Oddities and probably I was supposed to say Red versus
Absolutely.
Blue Rookies. But not to mention also the amazing gameplay we'll probably be doing, so catch that up.
Some MLG Uno, bro.
Anyway, guys, it's been fun. I'm your host, Rift, from Rift TX2 Films, and I'm here with Jake and Chiefster and Ken Noah. And we just want to say thank you guys for 3 years. Well, they were here, but thank you guys for 3 years of productions with the Rookies. It's been a blast with you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yeah. Laters.